Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Clangin, Bangin with Mikey, episode 153. And today, man, you know, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Probably just gonna bullshit. Actually, no. What I want to talk about, and you can see the mug had to make the appearance, right? Anyway, yeah, man. What I've been noticing, man, is like a lot of people. God damn, I look. That high carb day was insane yesterday. Shit, my body's still soaking it up. Anyway, what I've been noticing, man, is that a lot of people will talk shit about people or say that they're gonna do X, Y, and Z to somebody. And in reality, it's they're not gonna do a goddamn thing. And it's like it's so annoying because it's like, yo, if you don't like this person, that's fine, man. But it's like, or this group of individuals, that's fine. I mean, it's like if they did something to you, whatever it is, right? But my thing is like, don't go around, talking shit or just saying it or talk or as I eloquently put it, talking out the side of your neck because it's like when you do that, man, it just makes you look makes you look stupid, makes people not want to be around you, and it's like why would you want to do that? It doesn't make any sense. Because it doesn't. Um, it's like you're over here, making shit worse than what it is. It's like, bro, it's like, and I get it because everybody has drama to a point, right? I'm talking about the people who are constantly involved in drama, you know, all the time. Like every time you talk to them, they're always talking about somebody else, or they're always talking about somebody else's situation, or that type of shit. And it's like some of the shit is warranted because there are people out there who do take advantage of people, and they do abuse their friendship. And but yeah, that's just the one thing I was thinking about because it's like, why would you? Let's just do the math real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, that can't be right. Hold on. It's the Because if you're going off from the eighth, um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, but they said 12 weeks. Yes. All right, so we're 12 weeks off in this show. Um, Not a lot of time, but it's okay. Um, Treatment was stopped last week. But yeah, man, I think it's imperative that a lot of people just realize, that it doesn't make you look cool. It doesn't make you look, a joy to be around. Because it's like if you're talking about other people to other people, that just tells the other person that, yo, you're probably talking about me behind my back too. You know, and it's just to me, it's sad and it's a little bit pathetic. That people would do that. You know, I mean, I for one personally, I've been told like, yo, I'm an asshole, but in reality, I'm anything but that. Like I'm the type of dude who's gonna, if I got an issue with you, I'm gonna tell you right to your face, bro. You're like you're not gonna hear it from other people. You're not gonna hear it from a third party. You're gonna hear it right from me. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. A lot of people just be like, "Oh yeah, boom, boom." Like, no. It's like I understand that other people may not like me for X, Y, and Z, but bro, if you got an issue with me, like, come talk to me. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, we can squash this shit. It's because I've had issues with people, or I thought people have, had issues with me, and I will point blank go up to them and be like, "Yo, is there an issue, bro? You know, is there?" Because it's like how you acting is like basically you're moving like there's a problem, like, and I don't want any problems, but at the same time I gotta ask because I need to know. And this individual said like, man, not like, nah, man, like, like we ain't got no issues. Okay, cool, you know, and that was that. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and and you know have people make space in my head for people rent free and worry about them. You know what I mean? And that's another thing I want to talk about, man. In the process of creating these tracks with Scorpio Time Scorpio, man. Anybody who listened to the Life album kind of understood where I was coming from with that. One of my friends, she said, "Yeah, you know what? I liked how the fact that it's like in that album, your first album, is like you were sitting there and blaming somebody else, but towards the end, you was taking responsibility for, all the mishaps and everything too." And like she goes, "Yeah," she goes, "Well, it went from blaming somebody else in the beginning to realizing that you got to fix whatever is broken within you. You can't have somebody else come in and fix it for you because it's not gonna work." And that was basically what the album was about. Album was about me recognizing, okay, X, Y, and Z is wrong. Yeah, I get it. You had a fucked up childhood. Yeah, I get all that. But at the end of the day, you can't go around playing that victim in the situation because everybody has some sort of traumatic incident that happens to them, whether positive or negative. And yeah, and I think once you figure out what that is, and you're able to move accordingly, and you're able to realize, okay, this happened, but whatever it is, I don't have to be like this individual because, you know. And I remember my my English 100 teacher, college. Because fun fact, I was gonna be a creative writing major because I just love to write. I'm a storyteller. That's what I love to do. Anyway, um, so she read my paper several times, and she's like, "Well, like the issue that I'm seeing is that I think you have an issue with your father." Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't hiding that fact in that paper, you know. and and she's asking me like, "Oh, like have you talked to him about it, or anything like that?" I was like, "No." It's like there's certain people that you can't talk to, and he's one of them, you know. And so in the concept of making that album, life album, and the concept of making Scorpio Time Scorpio, uh, it was it's been eye opening because it's like I'm slowly realizing that like it's like even though everything in your life was your life wasn't completely bad, bro. Hey, you grew up in Hawaii, you had a house, you have a house. You had clothes on your back, shoes on your feet. You didn't really want for nothing financially, which is true. We didn't. Um, but what I wanted, man, and what I didn't get was that unconditional fatherly love, man. You know, instead of somebody being hella supportive, it was the opposite. Instead of somebody telling me like, "Yo, it's gonna be difficult, but you got it," positive reinforcement, nothing. You know, um, my dad told me something once. He's like, "Man, all you take serious is this weightlifting thing." Not knowing that this weightlifting thing would save my life, in more ways than one. When people I know were out there catching DUIs and felony cases, I was in the gym. When people were struggling, X, Y, and Z, and so was I. I was in the gym. You know, it just got to the point where I gravitated towards the gym so much because I needed something. I needed a positive outlet. You know. And I think at the end of the day, man, whether it's music, weightlifting, writing, whatever it is, I gravitate towards that because it's just something I can control. Um, it's something where I can feel completely safe in and not have any judgment or anything passed on or anything like that because nobody wants to be judged, nobody wants to be ridiculed, or whatever it is. And so even with um the completion of the Life album and working on Scorpio Top Scorpio, that you know in a way it's gonna encapsulate a lot more. It's gonna be more like how I call it. It's gonna be like 90s R&B meets 2010 R&B. You know, that's the vibe that I'm going for. And I think once you realize that okay, like this is what it is, this is what we're working with, and you're able to articulate, you know, and you're able to understand what it is you actually want to go. I mean, where you want to go and what you want to do and how you want to do it. At the end of the day, bro, it really doesn't matter. Uh, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have a home studio like mine, where it's your basics, where you just running off a bunch of plugins and a couple studio monitors, yeah, and and your MIDI board and everything, like like I got behind me. Yeah, cause like I said, it doesn't matter. You know, everybody goes through different things and different situations, and that's the one thing. And another thing too. That's why it's so important for me to send out those Sunday check-ins because um, sometimes my people check up on me too. You know what I mean? So I had a guy last night that I work with reach out like, hey man, you good? I ain't seen you in a few days. Like, yeah, I had to take a few days off, mental health wise, right? And it's true. You can't you can't run you can't run yourself ragged, man. It's like you do that, and it's like a whole different version of you comes out, and it's like nobody wants to see that, man. And I think once you realize what makes you tick, and what you want and what you don't want. Oh yeah, speaking about that, so I had this girl I was talking to a couple of days, and Shorty gave me her socials. I was like, okay, whatever, and I was like, and so I had asked like, hey, like, I asked her, hey, you free to FaceTime, whatever it is, and and then Shorty was like, oh, well, I don't, I don't do that right off the bat unless you enlist in the services, my services. And I'm like, services? What you talking about? 'Cause, I really didn't know, And then it dawned on me like her Snapchat, the one that she had in her profile, was private, but she gave me a personal one too. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, so and basically this bitch had an OnlyFans, right? And when I say bitch, I don't mean derogatory. I'm just saying in general. Like, Shorty had an OnlyFans, which I'm like, cool, whatever. But I told her, like, yo, I'm not looking for that, man. It's like, I was actually looking to get to know you, to potentially date you, you know. But it's obvious that we are on two different levels or two different playing fields because you're thinking one thing and I'm thinking something else, which is cool. It's whatever. I'm not gonna get all bent out of shape about it because I'm not. And so, but it's wild to me how women like that will automatically assume that every guy wants is gonna pay for that. It's like, oh, it's like I may walk a little funny, but I have no problem pulling girls, man. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem getting them into my sheets. I don't. And I don't mean that in a cocky way. I'm just saying because I don't have that issue, you know. And my thing is like if you think that every guy out here is gonna do that or is gonna put up with that to an extent, nah. The guys that you dealing with, you know, they're not. they're not men, or they're not real men. They're desperate men, you know. And and I'm gonna be real. Most of us have been desperate, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and say that we haven't, But there's a difference between living behind a screen and communicating with people in real life. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't know how to communicate with people in real life. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to navigate that. They don't have the people skills because you know the limited people who watch my shit. We're doing the same thing. We're living in the screen, and I think it's detrimental that we stop doing that because the world is so much bigger than a fucking screen, man. It's like, you know, me and a good friend last night, we were just having a conversation because she's older. She's about 40, about 41. And she was telling me, like, yeah, sometimes I go to the gym, and because we train at the same gym. And she was like, yeah, like, I'm not going to lie, like, I get jealous of the young girls in the gym because the gym that I train at, either everybody's doing a show or everybody's, just done a show. So everybody's always in shape, in some sort of way. We're always in shape. and and she said, yeah, like, well, I get jealous sometimes of the girls in the gym because it's like, their bodies are toned up and everything too. And I'm like, ma, it's like them bitches gonna be old one day too, We all once 25, man. It's like, of course we're gonna look good in our 20s, bro. It's like, you know, that's the game. But but I said it's like the key thing to life is is to grow old. You know, you don't want to be one of them cats, that don't that don't get what I call snow on the roof, or or snow on the porch. It basically means either white facial hair or white hair. It's like the whole point of life is to win that race. It's to grow old. It's to make memories, do all this shit, right? My grandmother, my maternal grandmother, I love that woman to death. She said, I asked her one day, I was like, because I used to call her Babang. Babang is Japanese for grandmother. I was like, I was like, Babang, and she would never call me Mike. She would never call me Mikey. She would just call me Michael. She was the only person who did it. And I was like, yeah, Babang, and she's like, and then she was like, yeah, Michael. I was like, oh, what's the key to your happiness? Like what's the key to to you living life the way you do? And she told me like you just gotta take everything a day at a time. You know, you can't worry about yesterday. You can't worry about tomorrow because today's you know today's a present. That's why they call it a present. You gotta live in the present. And I'm like, yo, like it dawned on me, like that makes perfect sense. Cause it's like I can't worry about what happened yesterday, last week, 6 months ago, and I can't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow's not here. But what I can do is control my emotions and control my thoughts for today. You know, even though it's hard, even though it's difficult, I can still do that. So I think at the end of the day, man, once you realize that you're put here for a bigger purpose, you're put here to basically make people the better version of yourself and themselves at the same time. You know, that's the greatest thing ever, man. And I think once you realize that and once you figure that out, you'll be fine. It's the problem is a lot of people nowadays they live for social media, or they or they want to do X, Y, and Z for the gram, bro. It's like in reality, nobody gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Like nobody cares. Um, I've said this before, and I'll probably say it a hundred other times. My favorite rapper, Nipsey Hussle, famously said like, "Yo, you're always gonna be in the same spot, doing better than some, doing worse than others. But that doesn't matter. What matters is how you treat people." You know what I mean? And he was 100% right. Cause I don't care if you have $100,000 in the bank, or bro, if you sweep the floors, I'ma still treat you the same way, bro. And some of the most wisest guys that I know have the most minuscule jobs. This one brother that I know, he works in my building, my job. My brother told me something a couple months ago that I'll never forget. I'll never forget because we was talking about acronyms and everything too, right? And he was like, yeah, bro. He's like, bro, the acronym for ego is emotions going overboard. I was like, what? Say that one more time. He's like, yeah, emotions are going overboard. I'm like, that makes perfect sense. Because when you think about it, it's true. You know, anytime somebody overreacts to something, that means they're highly emotional about it. He's not saying that they're wrong, but he's just saying, he's like, check your emotions, because a lot of the times you're not wrong for displaying them, but in the intensity that you explain them with can be detrimental. You know, so it's like there's a lot of things out here, man. It's like that comes with drama and everything too to wrap all this up. Well, I just find it really strange how people will be involved in drama and they expect other people to be cool about it. But it's like, yo, it's like, don't you realize that you're allowing your emotions to go overboard in a situation that doesn't even, doesn't even warrant that? Like, why do you feel the need to say what you say, you know, to other people and not the other one, and not the person you're talking about? Because if you really was about that life, you would say something to that individual, or these people that you have issues with. The point is that a lot of people love to talk shit, but very few love to back it up. You know, and don't be like that, man. It's like, I understand that you may not like people. People may not like you for whatever reason. Just make peace with it and move on. And keep it moving, because you don't need to have that type of energy in your life. Anyway, y'all, this is about 22 minutes of your life that y'all won't get back. Hope y'all keep it at the full P's, private player, positive pushing. I will see y'all next week. I love y'all. And like I always say, know your worth because you're better than what you're doing right now. All right, y'all. Goes. Peace.